Hi, Dav here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series, and today we'll be checking out the work of Karoko or Cork 55. So they do have a Twitter, but I think we'll be going more into their Pixiv site because they have way more artwork there. But these were, I think I started out here. I found this one on was it Pinterest perhaps? But just looking at this, ooh, I love the very sort of sketchy line work. It seems a little loose, although it's more contained. I'm guessing it feels like they did this in one shot. But it reminds me a little bit of the line work of Madao. Although I think Cork here is a little more, we'll say Cork just because it's easier to say. Cork is a little more contained within this one. Obviously, for these designs, it does remind me a little bit of an anime called, like, especially these two as well, like this one and this one, like the jacket thing, Sensuality Noir. I watched 2 seasons straight, and I recommend the anime. It's so fun. But yeah, it also reminds me of another artist. He has a YouTube channel called Duck Kong. I will link his page or his YouTube in the description below as well. Basically, the line work. Oh, there's another one like Loom something. I've done that art review a while back, but basically the line work, they do emphasize, they do have a phase or a layer in their work where they do add in some pretty defined line work, right? Like it's meant to be there. It doesn't have as much line weight. It's usually rather thin, kind of like this one. But they do pair that up with some, like with this kind of rendering where it's a bit more, like they'll flesh out the forms and go in detail, right? It's easier maybe to see here, but look at the amount of like values involved. Not much variety. They like to keep the color simple. It's more about that tight, really like careful line work paired up with some, like, if you just look at the jacket and the clothing, I think that's where they really pop. And obviously it's gonna be the hair, where they really go in and just they sculpt out the shadows, right? And they really show that diversity of value. And it makes your work, because if you look at like for anime art, right? If you look at the body, anything where there's skin, like the face, the body, the legs, the arms, it's they like to keep it light. It makes sense. And obviously the face, because if the more shadows you add, it kind of ruins the face a little bit. Like the face looks better if it's not fully rendered. You want to be a little more subtle with your shading or rendering of the face. But they do compensate. They do contrast that with, like with this piece. Look at the clothing, and I think you will see way more contrast even with the hair, right? Out of all the skin showing, the face is going to be the one with the less shading. But it's very contrasted, highly contrasted with look at those bold lines around the hair, right? And again, when it comes to line weight, there is some line weight variety, but it's not so obvious. You actually have to go zoom in maybe, to be able to see it. For example, maybe when corners meet, that's where you have some slight thickness. It's one of those things, but yeah. So this is the Twitter page, but we'll be going to their Pixiv just because it's more fun. This one seems like it's more of a quick study or something, or a quick doodle. But yeah. If you want to see a process that's kind of like this, check out again Duck Kong. So here we have their Pixiv, right? Ooh. Look at So we have a girl here in a shopping cart, right? Again, the colors, they're kind of tame, but it's the rendering of everything. It's so highly done. So I do like seeing that white sort of outline in the shopping cart and around her hands and her head too, her hair. I've been doing that for some of my thumbnails to just make things pop out a little more. And it just makes it look a bit more artsy, I would say. Right? This one's a bit zoomed in, but it's the same process, right? This seems like a lot of work, guys. but it looks so. I feel like it's worth it. Like once you're done doing this, like I feel like you're gonna have some sense of pride in your artistic ability, right? Oh wow, look at that. And when they render, there's not much. Ooh, she looks like some kind of succubus. Oh yeah. Um, Not much brush variety. You see this a lot. Like these are the higher level illustrations in the in the anime world where they really go in and just render the subtle like shifts in tone and value. Maybe some a little bit of that variety in hues, but it's usually left more plain or more solid. I like this one. She saw it. And again, I recommend the anime Sin Duality Noir because you have these characters. It's basically one character that can split into two. Her more quiet version is the white, and her more rebellious tomboy version is kind of like this, where she's in black. Right. Even the jacket alone looks so. Even the way it's like flapping, right? Like you can play with your clothes to emphasize like to complement the character, if it was imagine if she did not have the jacket, it wouldn't really show off her personality, right? Maybe you'll get some of it, maybe you'll get some of the like the rebellious sort of sassy ass nature, but you add the jacket, like like she's like an urban techno sort of dark moody chick, right? You can even see her tiny like horns on top of her head, so it's pretty hot. Right? I think this is the same chick, but if you change the outfit, now she's a bit different. Now she's playing the I'm so cute, kawaii. She's like the cute character right now. But again, look at the rendering, especially. Well, you'll usually see this in two places. It's gonna be the hair, and second, it's gonna be the clothes. Usually her top, her or his top. Right? If you look at the face, look at the neck, look at the hands. Very light shadows, but for the clothes, for the hair, you do see a little more contrast, definitely more color, more brightness, or more, yeah. But the rendering really takes it away, especially the values. It's not just one solid thing. It almost looks like a gouache painting. If you've ever seen like gouache paintings, they have that same vibe. It's very like opaque, Oh, wow. Look at her. Oh, mommy. Damn, her abs are so. Reminds me of the core or the abs of. What's her name again? Ghislaine or Ghislaine from the. Shit. I'm forgetting the anime. Mutsuko. Basically, it's a kid who's kind of. It's a 40-year-old guy in the body of like a 15-year-old. Well, that's how it starts. I do recommend that anime, Mushoku Tensei. I think, people are it's a good anime. Just give it some time. Let it seep into your soul, and you'll find the magic there. Right? Oh. I am liking some like the way they render, more darker like tan caramel skinned characters. Like they know how to do it for some reason. Like it's not just like, oh, I'll just color fill it or put some kind of yeah. Because sometimes I know you can start off with like painting things in grayscale, right, and then adding the color later. But I think for these types of artists, I think they can just jump in on like the color. I mean, you can always make adjustments later on, but I just like seeing this stuff too. It just adds a little more spice, I guess, right? Oh. And that tattoo, damn, it's giving. Anyway, oh, I love these puffy jackets. It's so like urban or hip. Is that a thing? I don't know. Shit, I'm getting old. So here we have like a fun vampire guy, kawaii. Pretty cute. And he has like a demon bat thing with him. Is it like a sticker or is it like an actual thing? So we have like a butler and the one is like it has red eyes, right? The guy, but the chick is that demon chick with two small black orange with the green hair. I do like the line work. It's a bit more loose this time. Wait, let me look back here. The line work it's a little darker and more fixed up. This one is a little loose, right? Especially with the body. You'll see it a little bit in the hair maybe, but it's a bit more pencil looking, you know? But the rendering is about this. Oh, it's almost at the same level, right? Pretty cool. And I do like, if you look at if you look at the demon chick, right? If you look at the shadows in her like belly and even in her like armpit, look at the light in between, or the color in between the light and shadow. It's almost always like orange, red. I'm not sure. You know, people have said, I've been reading your comments. Some of you have, like, you call it so many things, so I don't even know how to describe it or call it. And I've researched this, but I've gotten so many like different terms, so I'd rather not. But basically, there is something showing there. It's supposed to be like the light hitting the flesh, I think. I don't even know. Oh, here we have a heavy set elf chick. Oh my god. It's not even full butt. Oh, I think this artist has a preference for jackets kind of not being all the way at the top. And it's almost like falling down, and I do like it. And it adds a bit of that character. For looking at this chick, it's not falling down, but it looks more loose. She's more wild. That's the vibe I'm getting. But this one, just sort of in her more vulnerable moments, her jacket is kind of, her coat is falling off. Right? Even what are those belt things? I mean, are they there to keep things in check and just not? Yeah, anyway. And her skin, she looks a little cold. Right? So maybe she is some kind of like, maybe in real life or outside in public, she's like this dominant, like, you know, this boss, but she's kind of has that cold vibe. But maybe right now you're seeing her as more of this, even that facial expression, just like, maybe she's giving in to your, you know, to her like vulnerable side. You know, maybe it's because of you, right? Okay, I'm imagining things, but okay, last one. So it's a guy again with the coat. It just adds a little more fluff. It doesn't have to be just the body. So maybe that's my takeaway here. Aside from the rendering, which is cool, the line work, amazing, the drawings, the pretty drawings, which is cool. It's the fashion, especially the use of the coat, of the jacket, or pretty much any kind of clothing, attire, to just say a little more about the person, about the character, right? And you don't need much hue variety. I mean, just look at this. Do you have hue variety here? No. But you have story, you have some kind of narrative going on, right? Even this one, it's just a simple expression, but, you know, damn, those hips are so wide, right? Anyway, so my favorite pieces would have to be this chick, obviously, this chick, and oh yeah, this chick too. We saw this on the Twitter. Or is it this chick? No, I want the white one, the elf chick. This one, I'm not sure why it's not on the, or maybe it's on the Pixiv, but I'm not opening it. I'm using this pop-out kind of or pop-up extension. I like this one too. So that's it for this art review. Oh, what's her name again? Cork, KOOORK55, and yeah, I do recommend you check out their Pixiv as well, and I will link similar artists in the description as well. So yeah, that's it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.